Hi there, and nice you're watching again. Today, I will talk about a subject that's returning in my artwork yearly around this time of the year. And the trees are blossoming, and it's just splendid what I see. Behind me, I still have some almond branches, and the blossoms are already gone and faded, but there are some leaves on it, so maybe I can plant those in my garden. And let's go back to 2010 when I painted my first ever blossoms. These two canvases I created in 2010. I still had painting lessons, and these were one of, well, I think it was about 5 paintings that I painted from a larger one with some blossom trees in the background, and these were some close-ups. So I especially loved this blossom tree, this pink blossom tree, and it was always a very nice thing to go by bike to my painting lessons, because I saw all these trees on the way when I went to painting lessons. So it was it was very nice to paint these ones. And you see my color style also changed over the years, but I still love these paintings very much. I think I sold 2 of those already, and these are the ones left. Hey, I see this one is upside down. Could be this as well, but this is better. Yeah. You could put these in your book cupboard because you can see them at the side. They are very interesting as well. So I'm very happy with these. And now I go to my first larger art journal, which is called Inspired by Nature. And these were apple blossoms. And they are around, I think it was around May. And we were looking for a camper van. And then afterwards, we went to a lovely estate in the south of the Netherlands, South Holland. And it was great to paint them in different ways. So you can see the trees here, you can see a branch of blossoms, and I even made a painting of this subject. And the estate is called Marienwaard, and there's also a nice restaurant. So if you were in the neighborhood, it's a wonderful place to visit. And this is the painting that I created afterwards. And this was a painting that I created on an already existing painting, an old work. So there's a lot of texture in it. There are a lot of layers underneath, and this was hanging in my living room for a couple of years, and now I changed the style a bit, but I really love the blossoms. This is my art journal that I created during a trip through Germany, Scandinavia, and France in 2023. And these were the blossom trees that we saw alongside the Mosel River in Germany. Here I did a little, well, more close-up thing. There are some patterns here just to fill the page, but it was amazing to see these blossom trees, and everywhere we went, we saw them, and it was a nice thing. All the half-timbered houses and the blossoms in the back. So yeah, this was really a nice work to create. This is the book that I created from a trip to Spain in 2024. And these were the almond blossoms close to Cartagena. And it was also a very nice thing. And it was so different to paint those kind of blossom trees than the ones I used to paint, because there's mostly a green background. In the Netherlands, when it's spring, it's green. And this was a very dry year. So you see, I had some issues with doing the well, the ground of it. I couldn't remember the color, so I browsed through pictures to get these backgrounds in exactly the same color as the blossoms. It was really amazing to work on this page as well. This year we went there too, and it was much more green because it was a wet winter this year. Maybe you heard all the floodings in Spain happening in Valencia and Malaga, and also in Cartagena. There was a lot more rain, so there was a lot of weeds and grass between the almond trees this year. And I will come back to that because I painted an almond tree this year too. And also, I'd like to show you the blossom from this wonderful mimosa tree. And this was just a fragment, a close-up, and this is the full tree. And this is the Dinah Walkley Blue album, so it isn't available anymore. The small one that I just shown you from Scandinavia, it is available still. And it's really a wonderful book. This book I found a little harder to work in, but it's also containing these genes. And for this background, I found it really great to work on. And you see the texture of the genes shining through. So I love it to work in this book, but it's a bit harder to work in than the other one, the black one. Then this one, well, cherry blossoms are kind of a Japanese theme. So when I was creating some Japanese pages, these ones, I wanted to add some blossoms in it as well, next to all the wonderful patterns that Japanese people use for kimonos or whatever patterns. It's just great, and I thought it would be nice to do some fake blossoms and a moon, and well, it's also the same color that's in her dress, so I loved it. And here on the burlap, on this larger Dinah Wakely book, I thought it would be great to do some blossoms here as well. So it's having a relationship with those blossoms there. So blossoms are always a good thing to add to your art journal. The Japanese have a very nice story about the blossoms, that it's very, they are there for just a short time in the year and you have to enjoy that moment before it's gone. And I really like that philosophy. And there's also a nice series on Netflix. It's called The Makanai, and it's about the Maikos, and it's about two girls, and they want to do the Maiko school to learn to be a dancer. But one of the girls isn't that good at dancing, but she is a very good cook. So she is cooking the meals for the Maiko house. And if you want to see really beautiful dresses, beautiful women, it's a really, well, it's a nice series. And I really enjoyed watching. I watched it for 2 times now. So it's really wonderful. So now I'm about to show you some pages that are not about blossoms, but I want to continue showing this book to you. The last time I think I showed you these pages, and I also showed you the clothes on a line, which isn't finished yet. This page isn't finished either, but it has already the colors of the blossoms, and I want to do a real big one here. Or maybe I want to do a pink flamingo, because this is my travel journal from Spain. And here you can see that I am still using these same light colors, and a portrait that I created in Spain as well. And here finally there is my blossom page from this year. And we had a little branch. We found it on the ground next to our camper van. And I didn't want to pluck or cut off a branch from it, but then it was there lying on the ground, and I thought I have to take it. So it was there the full, well, when we drove home, it was there all the time. And when we came home, it unfortunately died, and I bought some new ones, and those are the ones behind me. And from this page, I really liked doing several different compositions, so like a close-up, a branch, like Vincent van Gogh did too. This is a bit inspired by the Vincent van Gogh image. Here is a dried blossom, and here I wanted to do the full tree, and I took some pictures from that lovely almond tree as well. And this was actually not in Spain, but it was already in France. It was the south of France, and it was an amazing tree. So I will add that in this book. And I really love the story. It's a kind of a Portuguese fairy tale. Once there was a king in Portugal, and he married a wife from Norway, and she was very happy, but in wintertime she was very sad because she missed the snow in Norway. And then she asked her husband, "Can you do something?" And he surprised her with he planted lots of almond trees on a mountain where they lived. And when the flowers faded or were blown away by the wind, it looked exactly like, well, like snow. So she was very happy, and I thought it was a very nice story. And this came from one of my students, and she did a lot of pages about this theme. She was very inspired. This was our first art journal lesson of the year when we came home. And I will now show you all the students' results. That was it for this week. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you go out and draw some blossoms yourself. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel. It really helps our channel grow. And if you haven't turned on a notification bell, please do so. And if you have a comment, and maybe you can tell me which was your favorite artwork, a painting or an art journal page. I see you next time. Bye bye.